Welcome back to the Knock-On Effect, the rugby show where we say what the pundits won't. The URC season is over. Leinster have broken the curse and been crowned the rightful champions. In today's video, we're going to do a full retrospective of the season. So without further ado, let's get stuck in. Right, so I'm just back from the most poorly timed holiday of the century. I flew out the Saturday the semi-finals and flew back as the final kicked off. It was bittersweet. I felt guilty I couldn't get a video out for you guys, but honestly, I really enjoyed just watching the matches strictly as a fan. For my sins, I got second-degree burns in Spain. The waiters were calling me Paolo Scaldini by the end. I was walking around speaking fluent Spanish, throwing out holas and graciases at every restaurant, and a great time was had. In all seriousness, the break came at a perfect time. Munster's season was just over and the channel's first full season had come to an end, and it was nice to just breathe and enjoy the last two matches. But look, a lesson was learned for next year. First, let's talk about Munster's season. We had a rough one, didn't we? The first 6 or so games were shocking. The loss to Zebre comes to mind. Not in a bad way towards Zebre, but just performance-wise, it just screamed not good enough. Then Roundtree took the boys to South Africa, and by that stage he really needed some wins that just never came. Roundtree leaving us was still quite surprising, as he did have a habit of starting off the season well, but always managed to turn things around. The injuries were huge. It seemed like at times we just couldn't keep players fit. And then the boys took over. Ian Costello, Mike Prendergast, Dennis Leamy and Mossy Lawler. Fuck me, they did a great job. They steadied the ship and that's all you could have asked for really. We clawed our way back into the top 8, which is the most important part. Clayton McMillan has a solid base to work off of next year, and a brilliant squad. Tom Farrell has been a revelation. Coombes and Hanekom kept us ticking over. Casey and Crowley really came into their own. We saw the end to some legendary careers in O'Mahony and Archer and Kilcoyne. It's been an utter roller coaster of a season for Munster, ended abruptly by the Sharks. I honestly didn't realise there was such a difference in rugby cultures. The reaction from some of the fans, players and coaches really surprised me. Specifically, Jim Hamilton covered in the rugby pod, saying he didn't see the big deal with the whole kind of Sharks, Jaden Hendrikse wink and all that shite. I don't really watch many other people's takes on things because I want to get my own authentic opinion out there, but that clip was sent to me time and time again and I couldn't believe it. I thought we all had the same set of values. All is fair in love and war and all, but there's a line. Apparently not. Jaden Hendrikse's slip against the Bulls a week later seems like poetic justice to me. 2 weeks in a row where he was ill-timely on his back, but hey, that's just me. Which brings us to the final and Leinster. Christ, they've been amazing this year. What I appreciate most about Leinster is their execution. In its simplest form, rugby is a game about space, when to attack it, when to not, and how to make it. Leinster are masters of getting each and every inch out of their plays and making correct decisions again and again. When they are firing on all cylinders, they're just amazing to watch. 15 players in total unison, and as the other URC teams have learned this year, there's fuck all you can do about it really. I thought this was a really great season as well for seeing the underappreciated talents take the spotlight. Jack Conan has been immense. Ryan Baird, Thomas Clarkson, both excellent. Tommy O'Brien looks like a killer, but I did just want to touch on one player as well, Jamie Osbourne. Stop fucking around with him. He's a centre and deserves to be played there. Hopefully the signing of Owani won't affect O'Brien or Osborne's development. Sam Prendergast has come through a storm of what can only be described as abuse with a URC medal around his neck, so fair dues. I didn't like what Andrew Porter's comments were about the whole kind of URC doesn't add another star to the jersey. Thought that was quite disrespectful if I'm honest, and in no other sport would you have a player win their league and put a downer on it. Do all Leinster fans feel that way? Let us know. The Bulls were good this year, but I don't know, there was something missing. Moodie, Kriel and Hanekom were all brilliant, and I think they'll have a chip on their shoulder for next season. Glasgow played a huge part of the season without Tuipulotu, which was a real shame, and they're going to come back firing on all cylinders next year. We saw the Dragons and Zebre really struggle, but Cardiff, Ospreys and the Scarlets started to build some blocks, which is great to see. As for Connacht and Ulster, I think they really let themselves down, but you know what, there was definitely enough glimpses of hope that they can start putting together the performances that we know that they're capable of. Similarly enough, Edinburgh as well. I mean, like Darcy Graham has really come into his own this year, and Ross Thompson at the helm, he's one for the future. The Stormers and the Lions kind of had polar opposite seasons really. The Lions started off very strong but dropped off towards the end. Opposite way with the Stormers. They kind of came into their own towards the end of the season. Both of them could be dark horses for next year. All in all, it's been a brilliant season. When I started the channel, I didn't know where it would go. I didn't know if I'd still be doing it a week later, not to mind a year later. So for all of you that have been following along, sincerely thank you. It's been a pleasure. There's a genuine community of like-minded rugby fans gathering here, and it's honestly unreal to watch. We've the Lions tour and all the internationals to look forward to over the summer. I'm going to do some work behind the scenes in preparing for next season, and you know what? I just can't fucking wait. For the last time this season, cheers for watching. Catch you at the next one.